Hello, hello, and welcome back to the Holistic Witch's Cottage. My name is Melissa, and I am the Holistic Witch, and I am recording this on June, I just checked it and I lost it, June 24th. So we just celebrated summer solstice in my part of the world. If you're in another part of the world, you may have just celebrated winter solstice. So solstice blessings to all who celebrated over the weekend. It's been weird. The weather was hot and then it was rainy almost to the point of floods, weird storms, tornadoes, more hot, more floods. And I think all these fluctuations in the weather have just been messing with my health a little bit. So I'm not feeling 100% at all today. So the sound quality is good. My voice, we'll see how it goes. I was kind of struggling for topics today, so I'm just going to let things ramble and flow based on what I have seen or read on the media, and then I'm going to do something a little different. I don't think I've done this before. I was playing with a little craft project and why I was playing with that, and I think I'll do a simple craft tutorial for you and then can direct you to some video links of people much more skillful than I am. If you would be interested in doing that, it'll be like a paper flower craft. So for the recap, we went camping for a few days. There was a little emergency at home during that time. So we had to rush home and then go back, which kind of put a damper on the spirits of the whole thing for solstice. But everything it turned out fine at home. It became not much more than an annoyance, but it just kind of shook up the mood of the whole thing. We did go out kayaking. The water was still quite choppy, but went out and explored some more things. I think in the last podcast I talked about watching the deer in the water. There wasn't anything as cool as that this time. I did see some more new birds, and a lot of the flowering shrubs are starting to come on. So this thing, like other people like to go out in the deep water. I don't really care for that, especially when larger boats are tolling around. I like to go into the coves and stay fairly close to the shore. I just like to kind of hang out there and watch the dragonflies and the damselflies and the birds and the blossoms on the shrubs and watch for, like chance encounters of the deer like the week before. Butterflies are starting to come. So that was neat. It was nice. It was choppy, very, very windy. We've had ridiculous weather, and this type of thing seems to flare up my asthma. So I think that's what's going on with me. It's not 100%. I'm not actually even feeling like maybe 50% right now. With my health and the political climate and just kind of my life in general, just dealing with a lot of unsavory, nasty people, it just kind of put me into what word do I want to use? Like hibernation mode. Maybe I've been sticking closer to the cottage. There's certainly plenty to do here in the spring with the gardens. I guess it's summer now. With the beginning of the summer, the vegetable gardens are growing, things are coming up, so there's always weeding and tending to do. So on the political course, I had written something on Facebook that I was just kind of feeling really out of sorts. I've talked about the DoD changing the religious codes before, so if you're not familiar with that, you can go back and listen to a previous recording or just do a search on it. And I said, like, after that happened, I've been participating with the Unitarian Universalist Church for many years now. I definitely lean more Christian Universalist than UU. And I'm just being bombarded with political activism things, and I want to clear that up because there were some questions on it. A few people had asked, like, they were confused about my take on it, that I don't really align with the type of social justice they do. I respect the work that they do. I'm not interested in traveling all around the country and going to protest so I can get my face on TV or, you know, very public arrests. It seems like some of the people involved with that's more their gig. They want to be incredibly visible in the activism they do. They say they want to be arrested because that will bring more light to their cause. I understand that, and I respect that that's their point of view. I'm just not interested in participating that or funding things that could turn violent. So that's kind of put me on like another period of reflection, I guess we'll call it. I had a very nice response from Margaret, who is quite famous in the witchy world, and she said she appreciated my take on it and that it mirrored hers in some way. She has also had an off and on relationship with the UU, and I had said I was looking at some other things, and strangely enough in that the Quakers have come back into my focus. I've researched Quakerism before. I'm from Pennsylvania, which they call the Quaker state. And she said she had I believe a 10-year relationship with the Friends Society, the Quaker Church. So as I'm doing more research, I'm finding that there are a lot of witches and pagans that align with Quakerism. I said, like, I fall under the Christo-pagan umbrella, and I know that's not everyone's cup of tea, but it is mine. And finding ways to do that, because churches change, religious institutions change, beliefs change, personal beliefs change, but organizational beliefs change too. I was raised in more of an Eastern Rite Catholic denomination, and folk magic was a huge part of that. They may not have called it that, but that's what it was. That's what it is, and it was a huge part of that. Now that church barely exists anymore. I mean, it's still physically there, and they have a congregation, but I don't even think they have a priest or a minister anymore. So, just over the years, even over shorter periods of time, things just change. So I find myself looking at Quakerism again, and I consulted Google Gemini, which I should never probably do, but asking, can one be like a solitary Quaker witch? And I got the very Gemini answer about, yes, those two paths can blend and combine very nicely, blah, 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 with all its Gemini babble speak. And So I decided to look into it a bit more. So I've been researching Quakerism. I don't think I'll ever attend like a Quaker meeting because there aren't any in my part of the state. Now in the eastern part of the state, like around Philadelphia, there's Quakerism is fairly common in that part of the state still, but where I live, no. I'd have to travel more than an hour. And again, it's a city church, and I have found that the city churches, being the country girl going in the city churches, it doesn't always turn out real well for me anyway. So I was researching Quakerism and seeing if, now there is no creed in Quakerism. You can be a Christian Quaker, you can be a Universalist Quaker, you can be a pagan Quaker, and it turns out there are quite a few Quaker witches. So far I'm feeling okay about that. There is no real creed. They call it the testimonies or the Quaker spices, and the goals are simplicity, peace, integrity, community, equality, and stewardship. So if you spell out the first letter of each of those words, it reads as spices. I lean more towards cottage witchery, kitchen witchery, green witchery, greencraft, and so far I'm not feeling a conflict between the two. So then it led me to Reddit, which again I should probably never go on. And there's people on there saying, well, I don't see how those could align at all because I knew somebody who knew somebody who was a Quaker and they wouldn't be a witch and blah, 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 those kind of things. But as I dove deeper into that, some people who actually blend paganism or blend some type of Christian witchery into Quakerism, there's a lot of isms here, I'm stumbling on that, said that all blended very well for them because some say you can't because witchcraft is incredibly ritualistic with spells and deep rituals, and the Wiccan read, well, I'm not Wiccan, so that's not an issue for me. Then I was thinking, is my witchy practice ritualistic? I have my habits. I like my coffee in the morning, and I may add my spices to it, not the Quaker spices, but the kind that are in my kitchen, and stir it. Quakerism's big tenet is there is God in everyone and everything. Sounds a little like pantheism. And that everyone has the ability to connect to that inner light, to that spirit, whatever they may call it, God, Christ, spirit, universalist light, the inner light, without intercession of a priest or a minister or rituals or communion or the things that you see in many Christian churches. So I connect with my spirit I connect to spirit, I connect to the universe through what I do. I don't have any, let's say, Wiccan-esque rituals per se. I do sort of have an altar in my living room. It's a shelf right now. It has some pretty roses on it. But I don't have like a Wiccan altar per se. I don't use the tools of Wicca. I don't follow anything like that. So I'm still like seeing no real conflict. my kitchen witch rituals would be like I in a perfect world, I make my bread dough in the morning, and I may whisper a prayer as I do it. So for now, I'm not seeing a conflict. I may see a conflict in the future, but for right now, I'm not seeing a conflict. I want simplicity and peace, and I do feel, compared to some people that are in my life right now, I do hold to high levels of integrity. Community is tough for me sometimes. That might be the ADHD, autism stuff, maybe. I don't know. Equality, I certainly lean towards that, and stewardship, we certainly take good care of the earth and try to take good care of what we have and try to take good care of people too. I guess that would fall under community as well. So right now I'm not feeling a conflict. As political things get more and more crazy, I sort of like the thoughts and the words of Quakerism. And in the 1700s, they were actually persecuted as witches. So there is that historical tie. So, maybe I'll wander through that a bit more. In politics, in worlds of conflict in my state of Pennsylvania, I've been posting a little bit about the story. In 2023, an officer of the law entered a witchy shop in Hanover, Pennsylvania, and sort of threatened the owner. This brought up, there's an old archaic law still on the books in Pennsylvania regarding fortune telling. I've read that it's 163 years old. I've also read that it's 160. So, I saw somewhere that it was from like 1812 or something. So I don't really know how old this law is. I've seen different references to it. It's very, very, very old. It's a very old law that's been on the books for many, many, many years. And so this officer of the law referred to that statute when he went in that shop to kind of shake up the owner a little bit. She wants to go to trial. She did not settle. She was not arrested. She was just sort of, I think harassment is the word they're using. It was a bit of an implied threat there, because she was doing tarot readings for money. Now let me be clear, because in some of her videos, her name is Beck, and her shop is called the Serpent's Key, and I've never been there because Hanover is very, very, very far from where I live, 2.5 to a 3 hour drive. She's prolific on TikTok and Reels and other places. She had said about tarot being illegal in Pennsylvania. Tarot is actually not illegal. The statute is fortune telling for profit or lucre. So tarot for profit. So if you're charging for readings in Pennsylvania, there could be a misdemeanor violation there. So let's just be clear on that. I've said before, tarot is not really my thing. I have a Star Trek deck that's a novelty thing. I have done some free classes online to help people avoid scammers. So I do have like a beginner's set of tarot cards that says what everything means tarot is not my thing. I don't know if tarot will ever be my thing. Again, I don't really fall into rituals. So tarot really isn't my thing. I do have a deck of angel oracle cards. I haven't even looked at them in a while. I prefer that type of thing, but I don't charge for anything. So, I'm not a fortune teller. I'm more of a dowser. I like to work with the pendulum, but again, I don't charge for anything. And I teach a lot of classes, and I don't charge for those either. So I suppose I will be okay in regard to the statute. But Beck has an attorney, and they are going to trial towards the end of July. So I'm curious how that will turn out. They are also trying to get the statute removed from the books in Pennsylvania. So it would no longer be illegal to do tarot or runes or such for profit. Now let me be clear, there are not a lot of witchy festivals in my part of the state, but I've been to a few. I have seen people doing tarot for profit. I've seen people do rune readings for a charge, but they always have that for entertainment only sign. But I want to be clear, at Serpent's Key, I guess those signs were all over the place too. And she still got the visit. So I'm not sure what that was about. I'm curious to see how that case will turn out. There's also a part of me that's like the simplicity and peace part that like I respect, and she uses the pronouns they there, by the way. I respect their rights to pursue this as aggressively as she is. I don't think I would fight that fight the way she is, but I respect her right to do so. I address this type of thing by just making people aware of what the statute really says, and then how to work within the statute. Yes, it's a very old statute, and yes, it should probably be removed. But I tend to go more the peaceful route, like, if you do it this way, you should never have a problem type of thing. So that's just me. So that's where we're at in the world this week. I baked some bread yesterday. I ran out of all-purpose flour, so it was very heavy on the coarse wheat. So it's like a good dippy bread. So maybe I'll make some kind of cool dip later. Also, one of the little fellows who attends my summer reading program, also free, and I don't get paid for anything, brought me some fresh chicken eggs. So I had to use up some eggs in my fridge. So, because I was not expecting to get another dozen, it was great because he brought me a lot of Easter eggers. He wanted me to see how colorful his chickens are. So I made a spicy egg salad yesterday, and I think I'll turn it more into like a dip and eat it with my crusty wheat bread. That is the plan for the day. I said there was a craft, and I decided to practice this because I want to offer a teen crafting class. Tween and teen, and adults are welcome as well, at the library. So I was browsing through things to do with old book pages, because people donate old books to us all the time and they're often falling apart. I would not pass those back out to the public, and I won't put them on our shelves. But I can craft with them. So I looked through some things, and I found that one of the easiest things to do is to make paper roses. This is not a new concept, so if you've done it before, you may not be interested in listening, and I bless you on your journey. So here's the craft portion, and that's going to hit at the 25-minute mark, and I will flag that. Okay. To make the paper roses, I actually practiced with just white paper from my computer printer, so it was stiffer than a book page. I started with 3 pieces of paper and I folded them so I could make them a square. So what you are going to be using is 3 squares of paper. I read somewhere about 5 inches. I think mine were a little larger than that. You're starting with 3 squares of paper, any type of paper you wish, as long as it's foldable and won't tear up. So with my first square of paper, I folded it in half through the middle to form a triangle. Then I did another triangle fold, and I did another triangle fold. So 3 triangle folds to make a smallish triangle. On the point where all the corners meet, it was recommended that you just snip it off just a tiny, tiny bit so it's easier to fold. If you snip too far, you'll have a big hole at the bottom. Just a tiny snip. Then on the other end, they said to take a pencil and sort of draw it so you have your tip at the end, and then draw it so it looks like an ice cream cone. I think it just resembles a petal. So you just round it off and then take your scissors to trim it. Now, if you do it wrong, when you unfold it, it will fall apart. So that's how you know if you're holding the correct end. And I actually made 3 of them, and I did trim one wrong, and they did fall apart. So just to refresh that, we're starting with a 5 to 6 inch square, smaller if you wish. It might be harder to do, but I may play around with that with a different type of paper. A square, fold it to a triangle, fold it again to a smaller triangle, fold it again to a tinier triangle, hold the end where it all meets, and then cut the top so it resembles an ice cream cone or a petal. I took a tiny snip out of the bottom just to ease in assembly. Open it up. It should look like a flower. I kept the outside part that I cut it from because it looks like a picture frame with a flower petal in the middle. I think I'm going to tape those onto construction paper for the younger kids and then let them paint inside. That could be fun for them. So I did the other 2. So now I have 3 paper flowers. This is where it gets a little complicated, and watching a video may be easier. Take one, and let me grab one. So I think it has 8 petals on it. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, I'm counting the frame that's left over. Okay, so take one of the flowers, and you're going to see little folds. So each petal will look like a little triangle fold to the center. Cut one out. Just remove it. Cut it out. I saw this done with tacky glue, crafting glue, and hot glue. For ease of construction, I used transparent tape today. Just because I wanted it to be quick and easy, and if I didn't like it, I would never bother doing this again. If I was going to do this with kids, I'd probably use tacky glue, hot glue for older teens. Okay? Transparent tape did work. Cut out one petal segment and then bring the edges together, and I taped it so it looks like a little closed flower. So instead of 8 petals, it has 7. Then on the next flower cluster of 8, I cut out 2 petals. So I cut out a little heart, and then I taped the rest together. And then on the third one, I cut out 3 petals and then taped the edges together. Now, the reason that I cut the little hole in the tip, they said if you want to stick a stem through it right now, I actually used a spaghetti noodle and put it through so I could assemble it. So I assembled the 7 petal cluster on the noodle, and then I stuck the 6th one on, and then the 5. And I thought that looks pretty. I could just leave it like that and have it be a big blossom, and that would be really great for like 4th, 5th, 6th graders, and I wouldn't have to go any further with that. And if they wanted to, they could color the edges with marker. They could use watercolors on it, and it would be beautiful. If you want to keep going, use the sections that you cut out, the heart, the one with 3, 2, and 1, fold them together, and then you can continue to insert the smaller petal sections inside onto your stem, or in my case, a spaghetti noodle, because I had that handy. Yes, I have random spaghetti. Random raw noodles hanging around the cottage. I do. It's just true. And so that was all there was to it. I assembled the whole thing. I did the whole thing in less than 5 minutes. With kids, this would probably take longer. I do have some damaged books around from the library. I practice crafts on them sometimes before I take them down there. I will try this with real book pages and see if I like it. If you're into cottage witchery, old things, vintage things, I think this could be really cool for a bouquet. The first video I watched, they just had kind of a cheap Dollar Tree wreath form, and she made a lot of the rose clusters, and she glued them on to a wreath form, and that was really pretty too. And then she hung some cool ribbons with bells on it, so you can make like a witch wreath with it, or whatever you want. So I will probably not make a video of this. I've tried to make videos of me crafting things before. I don't have a great setup for this. My tripod's not, I don't know. I don't have a great setup to do that. If you are interested in watching a video, I did put up a link, or just search on YouTube for like paper roses from paper, or from old books. Old book folding, paper roses, you call it whatever you wish. And I'm sure you can find a written tutorial or a video tutorial if you want more. It was super simple. I may play with this with some other ideas and make some different types of flowers with it. Instead of making it round, I could play with spikes or different shapes and make some different things. Maybe I'll make a flower wreath from old books. Little PSA, as somebody who does work in a library, we do accept donations. There are certain things we ask that people don't bring in. So here's my PSA. I know sometimes it's hard to part with old things, and you'd rather donate them to a library. You'd rather donate those, that's a weird sound, donate those books to a library or Goodwill or a thrift shop. If your books, I don't mind books with a small amount of damage because I can craft with them. If your books have been in someone's basement, attic, garage for many years. If they are wet, mildew, moldy, smell of animals, I mean, cat pee is a problem. People bring in books that smell like smoke or cat pee all the time. We can't keep those. We can't use those, and unfortunately, they go to our garbage, and we've even had to rent dumpsters in the past for that. So that's my little PSA. I know it's hard to throw things out. If you have ways that you can certainly recycle those, I mean, like ours go to the recycle can, but if you can recycle them, but if you have books that are wet, moldy, damaged, smoky, unusable, we even had somebody bring in some that were from fire damage. So they were smoky, burnt, and water damaged. Don't pawn those off on your local library, folks. Please don't. I can't even believe I have to tell people that, but those aren't usable, and it just becomes someone else's problem, and that's just not fair. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, which as you wish, except for giving moldy books to libraries, because that's gross. And I hope you're all doing well, and I wish you well. Blessings on your journey. I'm not sure if I'll do a yoga and time break this week. Maybe. We'll see how the week pans out. Blessings on your journey. Bye-bye.